hurts, but if there is a consolation, unlike the agony of 1990 and 1996, it didn't end on penalties this time. On a night of almost unbearable tension, Mario Mandžukic's well-taken goal in the second half of extra time was enough to end all the unlikely English dreams and secure Croatia a World Cup final with France. And when the dust has settled, Gareth Southgate's battlers were beaten by the better team, although there wasn't much in it. In a stadium where Corbett and Wells won gold at the 1980 Olympics, the best England can now achieve is bronze, if they win the third-place playoff against Belgium. But England have exceeded all expectations, restored some of the battered international pride, and can return home with heads held high. Knocked out by an Icelandic nation of just 330,000 people 2 summers ago, dispatched from the last World Cup at the group stage 4 years ago, reaching the last 4 is a success and gives a young, improving team a platform to build on. When is England versus Belgium? It was a rollercoaster ride from first minute to last. It that went mostly up in the first half and mostly down in the second, and all over the place. In extra time, when John Stones had a header cleared off the line and Mandžukic struck his heartbreaking goal. In a sense, this is where the real World Cup started for England. They had won all the 4 games they were expected to win, but this was a step up in class, and it wasn't one they couldn't take. 3 Lions was blaring out from the PA speakers as the players warmed up, as if the players needed any motivation or inspiration. And it was echoed across the living rooms, bars, restaurants and fan parks across the country, as a nation turned its hopeful eyes to screens of all shapes and sizes. An estimated 25 meters put their lives on hold to watch. In these political divisive times, only football, it seems, can bring unity to the people. Rarely has the national anthem been sung with such gusto as it was by the players and the 8,000 English fans, including the Southgate lookalike, complete with waistcoat, who had made the trip to the Russian capital. They were rubbing their eyes in disbelief when, after just 5 minutes, Kieran Trippier, surely one of the players of the tournament, surely bent it just like Beckham to curl a free kick into the top corner. 9 goals out of 12 for the set play Kings, and what a time for the boy from Derry to score his first international goal. Croatia held sway when it came to hard-nosed experience, but you wouldn't have believed in the first period. England were comfortable on the ball. Jordan Pickford was assured with hands and feet in goal. Jordan Henderson and Dele Alli killed the threat. If Luka Modric, while Croatia's other star man Ivan Rakitic wasn't on his game, 4 times putting a stray pass into touch. He probably doesn't make that many mistakes in a season with Barcelona. John Stones, Harry Maguire and Ashley Young all made vital blocks and interceptions when the Croatians did threaten. Midway through the first half, the Russians in the crowd started booing Croatia defender Domagoj Vida, the former Dynamo Kiev defender, who has expressed his sympathies on social media for Ukraine. And that was despite the Croatians' fans held aloft a huge banner saying, "Thank you Russia," before the game. It could have been even better for England had Jesse Lingard put away a good chance. That probably would have been too much to ask. But it couldn't, and didn't last. Croatia were too good to go quietly, and the roller coaster took a stomach-dropping dip. There was plenty of optimistic talk in the England camp about Croatia's fatigue after back-to-back knockout games, where they endured the mentally and physically draining experience of 120 minutes and shootouts. But they dug deep to step up the game in the second half, when star pair Modric and Rakitic finally came to the party. Maybe Kyle Walker was still feeling the effects of blocking a Rakitic shot in the unmentionables when moments later, as went to make a diving-headed clearance, Ivan Perisic came from behind to stick out his left leg to divert the ball home. For the first time in the tournament, England wobbled as Perisic hit the post. Mandžukic forced a save out of Pickford. Croatia now seemed to be first to every loose ball. Where they got their energy from, God knows. England steadied the ship to ensure the extra half an hour of agony. Southgate shuffled his pack, but the wily Mandžukic had the last word, stealing a yard on Stones as Perisic headed into the box. So the wait goes on, but the future looks so much brighter.